2020, a pandemic hit that still has us trapped. White supremacy reared its ugly head yet again and again and again. We're just exiting one of the most historic and contentious presidential elections in our country's history, and it proved what many already knew to be true, that our country has a long way to go. During this seismic season, a flimsy faith will not do. A faith that cowers at or offers trite phrases at the first sign of distress is not enough. A faith that has nothing meaningful to offer in this moment is frankly not worth our time. During this season, we need a strong, resilient, innovative faith. We need the kind of faith that connects us to the power of God that is stronger than anything dominant systems can peddle to us. We need a faith that pushes for justice. We need a faith that invites us into Sabbath and rest in a culture of overwork. We need a faith that anchors us in 2020 and beyond. But this kind of faith is not new. We see this kind of faith practiced by people who have come before us. We see a 2020 faith practiced by Moses, who went toe-to-toe with Pharaoh and led the Hebrew people out of Egypt. We see this faith practiced by Jesus, who won out over the empire on that third day. We see this kind of faith practiced by enslaved people who gathered in hush harbors to sing freedom songs and preach the true gospel of liberation. We see this kind of faith practiced by people who were disenfranchised in Latin America and started base communities to reclaim that Christianity is a religion of the poor, not a religion that caters to the rich. We see this kind of faith practiced by LGBTQ folks who were dismissed from churches but did not give up on God and started their own inclusive faith communities. We see 2020 faith practiced by all of these folks, our ancestors in the faith who came before us to show us that there is a different way. Now, I'll be the first to admit that the inclusive collective is not perfect, and we don't always practice this kind of 2020 faith. But a 2020 faith is the kind of faith that we strive to practice. And I am amazed at the ways that our members follow Jesus with all they've got and try so hard to create a new kind of world, a world full of equity and inclusion and justice and peace and true flourishing. You'll see more about what God is up to in our community and how we are striving to practice a 2020 faith in the links provided. But for now, I have two invitations for you. The first is this. 2020 Faith is the name of our year-end giving campaign, and our goal is $35,000. That's our largest goal yet, but we are confident that we can meet it together. Every gift matters, no matter the size, and you help us create this community where we nurture our people to live out a 2020 faith. You'll see links provided for you to give. But the second invitation is this, and perhaps the more important invitation is this. Will you practice a 2020 faith with us? If we are going to create the kind of world that God dreams about, we will need to do this thing together. Our world is in desperate need of justice and hope and healing, and we can only get there when we come together and practice the faith God is calling us to. And so over the next few weeks, you'll get resources and see links come to you that will help you also practice a 2020 faith. I know that we live in perilous, hard times, friends. And this is just the season when we need to practice a 2020 faith and lean into God's good future together.